Hi and welcome to the 11th EPP Congress of Young Farmers Podcast, a kickoff series to one of the most influential gatherings in the EU, shaping the future of European agriculture. My name is Mariana Correia, and in each episode, I will speak with political leaders and partners who turn ideas into policy and policy into action. This is where the conversation begins and where the future of farming starts to take shape. Thanks for listening. Let's start to introduce today's guest. He is a member of the European Parliament, representing the South Tyrolean People's Party. He holds a degree in agrarian sciences and serves as the EPP coordinator on the Committee of Agriculture, one of the most respected committees in the European Parliament. Herbert Dorfmann, thanks for joining us today. So let's start our conversation to what brings us here. You were an agriculture teacher before becoming a politician. So which is more difficult, educating students or persuading MEPs?
Well, hi. First of all, pleasure to be with you here today. Well, I don't know. It's different. I was a teacher many years ago, only for a few years, and to be honest, to earn some money. But I'm still proud from time to time. I meet ex-students. They made their way in their life in these 30 years, but they still tell me you were my teacher, so they are still grateful. I don't know if this will happen in politics. So if in 20 years or 10 years somebody will tell me, okay, it was great.
Great, but it means that they have good memories about you as a teacher. So it's a nice thing.
I don't know. The other ones don't say anything.
Okay, very good. So let's start with the hard questions here. So you come from a region where agriculture, identity, and land are closely linked. How does this background shape your current view of European agriculture policy?
But clearly, I'm coming from a region with a very particular agriculture, mountains, small farms, also a lot of part-time farms, but also from a region where agriculture is not important only for food producing, but also to maintain the landscape. And I think that is a good example how diverse agriculture is in Europe. On one side, clearly agriculture in Europe needs to feed the people, our 450 million people in Europe, but on the other side, it is an important activity in order to maintain our landscape, our rural areas, and also as part of broader economy. I'm coming from a region with a lot of tourism. People come because there's a nice place, there's a nice landscape. They feel this culture of food and drinks and wine, and I think that makes the region, or the farmers make the region also a bit attractive, I would say.
And you are the coordinator of the EPP in the Agri Committee. What priorities do you want to put at the top of the agenda on the coming years?
Well, clearly, as a coordinator, I have to coordinate my team, and that I need to say it's quite easy because they are really working well, and we are really a good team all together. We have the reform of the Common Agricultural Policy, which is for sure the most important topic for the years to come. We started this work, but it won't be easy. Quite a challenging work, but it will be decisive for the future of agriculture till mid of the next decade.
Because there are challenging times also that we are going through.
Clearly, that's in an environment which is not easy. It's the third time I'm doing this in the parliament. It's the third reform, but never, let's say, the outside world, if we can say it like this, was so challenging as it is today.
As it is today. So as you were saying, you've been at the European Parliament for more than 15 years, which is quite remarkable. You are one of the most influential voices in the EPP on agriculture policy. Is it difficult to negotiate inside of the Parliament about agriculture topics and reforms specifically? Or
yes,
it's something that it's very important for everyone, so everyone agrees on this?
No, for sure. Agriculture is sometimes considered, let's say, an old politics, an old field of politics. But I think in the last year it became easier because people understood how important farming is, because they understood how important food security in Europe is. This we forgot for many, many years. We forgot that food security or food availability isn't normal, even in Europe. And in the last years, with the conflicts all around us, but also with the high inflation our consumers faced, especially also on food, they understood that food is an important challenge. It remains an important challenge. Feed these 450 million people in Europe is a everyday challenge. And they understood how important farming is, and I think this changed also a bit the mood in the parliament about farming and about agriculture.
And do you think there was ever a negotiation where you thought this is never going to pass?
Well, for sure. I remember, for example, years ago, we had a long debate about the small farms and how to improve the payments for smaller farms in Europe. And there was a huge resistance from the bigger ones, clearly, and thought, let's see what's going to happen. But at the end, we did it. And I mean, in the daily work we are doing in the parliament, there are always challenges. Now we are speaking about simplification. Let's see, also there we have some challenges. It's from time to time we have also positive surprise in our work.
And that it's good and keeps you wanted to keep going on, right?
But for sure, yeah.
Very good. Let's talk about the Congress itself. You are one of the organizers of this 11th EPP Congress. What can young farmers expect from it?
Yeah, I've been an co-organizer of this Congress from the very beginning, already at the 11th Congress we have now. And I think it is a bit the same from the very beginning. We want to create a place where young farmers meet. I think that's extremely important, that young farmers have the possibility to meet each other. And I see a lot of young people say, we like to come, because then we meet our colleagues from other parts of Europe. And then we want to show some new things. We want to give to these young farmers the possibility to meet with politicians, with the commissioner. I think, and then from the very beginning, we had this idea to have a competition about innovation and new projects. And I think also this makes the Congress interesting, because so young people see other types of agriculture, other realities in Europe, innovation, innovative colleagues. And I think this makes the Congress, or keeps, I hope, the Congress attractive.
And very unique, right?
Yeah, I hope so, yes.
So one of the topics of this Congress is also the generation renewal. Why is this a priority for you?
Well, this is not only a priority for the Congress, this is a priority for agriculture in Europe. We face not easy situation in many regions of the European Union. We don't have a lot of young farmers. It is not so easy to convince young people to go into farming. But if we want a successful agriculture in Europe, we need young people. And if we are speaking also in the parliament a lot about innovation, about investments in farms and all this. I don't say that an older farmer cannot be innovative. Clearly, he or she can be. But it's clear that younger people are more let's say, declined to innovation, precise farming, also more willing to invest, because they have a long they have a longer period of time where they can use this investment afterwards. So we need young people, and we need also more young women in agriculture. I think that is agriculture remains also a bit a masculine world, and we need a better mix, better gender mix on our European farms.
So you were mentioning that young people are not attracted attracted to go to agriculture. What is missing? What is failing in this sector that it's not attracting the young farmers? It's badly paid. Are the access to the lands? What is happening?
Well, actually, I wouldn't say that it's not attractive. I think the problem is in agriculture is a bit like on many other sectors. We simply don't have a lot of young people. And for the young people, there is a big competition. So they have a lot of opportunities today because a lot of people in this in these years go out from the working world because they are going into retirements. So all the people from the 60s, from the 70s, and the next generation, they are simply fewer. And if they are fewer, the competition is higher. And if we want to win this competition, we need to create an agricultural world which is simply attractive. And I mean, what means attractive for a young boy or young girl, young people? Clearly, the financial situation, they need to have the possibility to earn money. And I never understood why somebody working in agriculture should earn less than somebody creating apps on the computer in the city. That there's no reason for that. We need to also improve, let's say, the image of farming, because very often farmers are accused to destroy the environment and so on and so forth. And I think that this doesn't make the job attractive. And we need to invest in rural areas, because normally farmers live in rural areas and they live there with their family. So they need a street there, they need a data connection, they need a hospital, they need a doctor. So I always say, well, the life in rural areas is different compared to cities, but the quality of life needs to be at least the same, because otherwise people go towards the city. And this is, Europe, we have a lot of different situations. We don't have a European agriculture because we have many different types, but we have regions where the rural areas are very, very weak and where people are very attracted to go to the cities, and this is a problem.
Mm-hmm. So, and policies are key elements in this sector. And you are directly involved in the reform of the Common Agriculture Policy. What's need to change to make the next CAP less bureaucratic and more effective to help these young farmers?
Well, over the time I learned, once politicians start to say that they want to make the things easier and less bureaucratic, normally we fail, because that's not that easy. And we always have to keep in mind that we have 10 million farmers in Europe benefiting from this policy. So each layer of complexity creates bureaucracy at the end. So I think at the end we need to find a solution where the distribution of the money is as fair as possible, and on the other side less bureaucratic as possible. And it's easier said as done. But we are working on that. I think it is more important really to reflect on the fairness of distribution and on the effectiveness. So simply distribute money to farms only because they have some hectares of land doesn't make a lot of sense anymore. I think we have to look more and more, what are they really doing? What are they investing? Can we help them to invest in innovation, especially also for young farmers? Is there availability of land? So I think we need to have a more, let's say, active policy, not simply rewarding ownership of land, but rewarding innovative food production on this land.
Mm-hmm. And would you like to leave a message to those that are thinking about embracing this profession?
Well, I actually think farming is still a very, very attractive job. And there are a lot of examples, especially also of young farmers, which demonstrate that you can also earn money doing this job. And that is also a bit the idea of the Congress, to show positive examples. And if I'm in the parliament, sometimes we have strange debates. I always say about these young people, a lot of them are perfectly trained and skilled to do this job. And I think if people go towards this way, young people, they should go to agriculture schools, so they should learn the job. And because this is the most important thing, that to be successful afterwards. But we have a lot of successful ones, and this very often we don't say in politics. Very often we complain about the problems, but we don't see the positive, examples. And my idea also in the Congress was always to demonstrate also these positive examples, because I think it's very important for young people to see that this is can be a really attractive sector.
So can we say to them that it's worth the effort to enter this profession?
Well, I would say a farmer is an entrepreneur, and it's like in the rest of the business world. So we have more successful ones and less successful ones, and the innovative ones are more successful than the other ones. So and we should treat farmers as entrepreneurs, and we should give them the possibility to be entrepreneurs, and then I think they will make their way.
Mm-hmm. Very good, Herbert. Our time flies, and we are almost coming to the end. But before we finish our podcast, I would like to invite you to answer some quick questions, this or that questions. No explanation needed. It's just instinct. Are you ready?
Let's try.
So, what do you prefer, meat or fish?
Meat. The doctor tells me fish, but meat.
So, red or white wine?
Red.
Red wine. Commission meeting or council dinner?
But dinner is always nice, I would say, no?
Fewer rules or better rules?
Better rules.
Food sovereignty or open markets?
We need to combine both, but food security is for sure, sovereignty is for sure important in this moment, yes.
And a budget reform or policy reform?
Policy reform.
Thank you very much, Herbert, for your time.
Thank you. It was a pleasure with you.
Good luck for the Congress.
Same.
And thank you for listening. Don't forget that the Congress takes place on the 19th of November. You can follow all updates in social media and register if you'd like to attend. Have a great day. See you soon.